incredible scenery and the unique jagged shape of the Grand Tetons. There's tons of hikes to go on. One of my favorites is to Delta Lake. It's a somewhat challenging hike, but when you reach the top, you're rewarded with a blue Gatorade colored glacier lake that has the backdrop of the massive Grand Teton Peak. It was just hard to beat the location of the spot. When I went there, I just had to jump in the water. I have to say it was some of the coldest I've ever been in, but nothing makes you feel more alive than a polar plunge in some glacier water. If you want a more relaxed experience in the Tetons, you can take the ferry across Jenny's Lake and then make a short hike up to the waterfall. Now after Wyoming, we're going to make the 2-hour drive to Idaho to visit the St. Anthony Sand Dunes. This place is bizarre. It's over 10,000 acres of sand dunes right next to some farmland. It just feels so out of place, but the whole area is the ultimate playground. Some of the dunes reach 400 feet high. Now if you love riding dune buggies or dirt bikes, this is the place you gotta go. My grandparents live nearby, so I've come here many times. Whenever I'm here, I feel like I'm in Dubai or somewhere exotic. It's just such an epic place you gotta visit if you're ever in Idaho. Now after Idaho, we're going down to Utah to visit the famous Bonneville Salt Flats. The Salt Flats are located about 2 hours west of Salt Lake City. It's one of the craziest locations in Utah and the world. It's basically 30,000 acres of mud covered in a layer of salt. There's no vegetation, so all you see is white and the surrounding mountains. The Salt Flats have been featured in many music videos and movies such as Pirates of the Caribbean. I love coming out here and just messing around on the salt, whether it's setting up a tramp on the Salt Flats or jumping over my car. Since the salt is completely flat, the world's fastest land record has been set here. If you do go, be cautious about driving on the salt because you can sink your car if the salt isn't dry. Now when it rains, the Salt Flats become the world's largest mirror, and it's just truly a surreal place that you have to visit if you're ever in Utah. After Utah, we're going to New Mexico to visit Shiprock. Now this may be one of the most random and unique rock structures I've ever seen. Special thanks to my friend David and Rule for helping me out with the footage here. He has some amazing shots of Shiprock. What I think is so unique about it is the volcanic spines that lead up to the rock. From a Google Earth point of view, you can see 3 volcanic spines that all come together at the rock. I've never seen anything like it before. The rock is sacred to the Navajos. They named it the Rock with Wings. What a bizarre place. While we're still in the southwest, we're going to visit Lake Powell. Now Lake Powell is one of the coolest man-made lakes in the world. It's a reservoir that is located in Utah and Arizona. It's been called America's Lost National Park because you feel like you're in the Grand Canyon, except it's filled up with water. Now Lake Powell was created back in 1960. A lot of my family and friends will rent a houseboat and go boating down here for weeks during the summertime. I just can't think of a better place to go wakeboarding, and it's a mecca for cliff jumping and water sports. Lake Powell is such an incredible place, and I hope you all can visit one day. Now a super cool spot right outside Lake Powell is Horseshoe Bend. It's this picturesque section of the Colorado River surrounded by massive cliff walls. Another really fascinating nearby attraction is Antelope Canyon. It's located just 20 minutes from Horseshoe Bend. Now Antelope Canyon is one of the most impressive slot canyons in the world. From the outside, the area just looks like a normal desert landscape. As you descend in the slot canyon, you'll witness some of the most beautiful sculpted sandstone. The canyon was formed by flash floods and thousands of years of erosion. Now for our last destination, we're going back to Utah to visit Zion National Park. Now Zion is just out of this world. Pictures and videos don't do it justice. It's home to steep red rock cliffs that are thousands of feet high. One of my favorite and most famous places in Zion is the hike to Angel's Landing. It's about a 5-mile round trip hike that's famous for its sketchy chain trail. We crossed the bridge over the Virgin River and headed up the trail. We hiked up some steep switchbacks until we reached the top. Angel's Landing is famous for its 1,000-foot drop-offs and chains that lead the way. I did the hike in the winter, so it was icy at times. I bought my 360 camera so I could get every possible angle of the trail. I was able to reach the top and the view just blew my mind. I was able to see all of Zion's Canyon. It was just surreal. If you can handle the heights, I hope you can hike Angel's Landing sometime in your life. Well, that is it for my USA Top 25. Let me know where your favorite place is in the United States in the comments.